Today we will be talking about the concept of Aparigraha. Aparigraha, which essentially translates to letting go. Letting go with the purpose of living life fully. And let me begin with a story. This is an old parable from India. It's about a monkey trap, a way to trap monkeys. And the villagers, they wanted to catch a monkey, or rather, they wanted to catch monkeys because the monkeys had started to become a nuisance in the village. So what they did is they put some food, they put like some bananas and some fruits into a narrow necked jar. So that's a jar with a big bottom and a very narrow neck. And what would happen is the monkey would get the smell of that food. And then it would find the jar, it would reach in, and it would grab a fistful of that food. And then it would be trapped. Why would it be trapped? Because the monkey could not pull its hand out of the jar while holding on to the food. The monkey simply refused to let go. And that refusal to let go of the food would get the monkey trapped. So freedom was a choice. The monkey had the choice of freedom. But letting go was simply too hard. The monkey wanted to hold on. Thankfully, we are not monkeys. But we do this every day. We do this with the stuff that we have. We do this with our status. We do this with people. We do this with our past hurt. An aparigraha is the yogic wisdom that reminds us that we need to let go to be free. So, what is aparigraha? It's one of the five yamas, and yamas are the ethical restraints that have been prescribed by Patanjali in his Yoga Sutras. Aparigraha translates to non possessiveness, non attachment, non grasping. But in today's world, in this world that we are living in, what does that really mean? Aparigraha is not minimalism, is not letting go of everything to live like a monk, but it's kind of related. So it doesn't mean becoming a minimalistic monk, throwing out everything and sleeping on the floor. But instead, it's about how we relate to what we have, how we relate to what we have, and whether the things that we own, our roles, our relationships, whether these things own us more than we own them. A very good example, talking about clothes closets, talking about our closets. And have you ever stood in front of your closet, in front of your clothes? It's packed full, and you're thinking, I have nothing to wear. And that is parigraha. Parigraha is clinging to stuff that you no longer use or no longer need. We cling to it just in case. Practicing aparigraha, practicing letting go, would mean donating those clothes, giving them to someone who needs them, trusting that when the time comes, you will have what you need. And in the process of letting go, we create space. Space for clarity, not space only for fashion. Moving this into our digital world, because now everything is gone digital, right? It's digital everywhere. We are always on our devices. So, taking this into the digital world, have you ever felt anxious deleting old photos? deleting old files, deleting old emails. What are we holding on to? So, aparigraha, letting go in our digital life. This could look like decluttering your inbox, cleaning up your phone. Not because it's trendy, but because everything we cling to, it costs us mental energy. Everything, each thing that we cling to, it comes at a cost of our mental energy. Another tougher example, relationships and identities. Maybe we are clinging to a role. I want to be the perfect parent, or I am the perfect parent. I am the top performer. I am the one that everyone depends on. Clinging to a role. And Aparigraha invites you to ask, can you show up fully without being defined by that role? Are you able to show up fully without being defined by that role? And can you love someone without needing to own or to control their choices? Can you love someone without needing to own or control their choices? And that's a bit of a challenging one because we always want the other to conform. And this is not detachment. When we do this, we are not detaching, we are not disconnecting. We are moving towards liberation from fear based control. Liberation from fear based control. But why do we cling? Why do we cling? At the root is fear. The fear of not having enough. The fear of not being enough. The fear of losing control. And aparigraha isn't just saying let go. Aparigraha is saying trust the flow of life. It doesn't mean never planning, never preparing. It simply means holding things lightly. So, how do we practice aparigraha today? What I will say are just suggestions, but you'll are all encouraged to find your own path of letting go. So, some suggestions to practice aparigraha today. Do a possession audit. What haven't you used in 6 months? Donate it. A few years ago, I was cleaning up my house and I found around 7 old phones just lying there. Phones that essentially cannot even be used today because the technologies moved that far ahead. But holding on, fear of letting go, clinging. So, what haven't you used in 6 months? Donate it. Before purchasing something, before buying something, you can ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I trying to soothe something? Am I trying to make me feel good? Your digital world, declutter it. Clear your inbox, organize your desktop. Your emotional attachments, journal them. What roles, what titles are you gripping too tightly? and practice saying enough, enough stuff, enough scrolling, enough proving. And one of the simplest ways to embody Aparigraha, one of the simplest ways also to understand Aparigraha, and that's the exhale. So when you inhale, it nourishes you. But the exhale is release. The exhale is surrender. The exhale is making space because we can't simply keep on inhaling. We have to let go. We have to exhale to stay alive. And we get this opportunity in every breath to practice aparigraha, to practice letting go. And it also reminds us, every breath reminds us to practice letting go. So in a world that glorifies accumulation, and this world does glorify accumulation, things, achievements, followers, trophies, Apadigraha simply reminds us that peace comes from releasing, not from acquiring. And the Yoga Sutras say that when Apadigraha is firmly established, the knowledge of past and future lives unfolds. In a simpler way, what that means is when we stop clinging, we can start seeing clearly. And there's a quote by the Buddha: you only lose what you cling to. Thank you for listening.